Hello friends, welcome to my channel, Youper Girl Stitching. My name is Leslie and this is my very first floss tube, so welcome. So I have been wanting to do a floss tube for quite some time now. I always thought I wanted to do it, and then just the thought of getting behind a camera kind of freaked me out, so I just kept putting it off and putting it off, and then finally I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna try it and we will just see how it goes. So here I am. So I thought I'd start off by just kind of introducing myself, telling you a little bit about my stitching background, a little bit of personal background, and then we will get into some WIPs and finished projects and a little bit of haul. So I'm from the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. I live there with my husband and we have 2 dogs. They are like our children. Their names is Sox and Kono. They go everywhere with us. They're super spoiled, just like any fur baby, like I'm sure you all know. We run a couple of seasonal businesses. So my husband owns a campground with a couple of rentals, so he's busy in the summer with that. And then my summer job is Rustic Grounds Coffee. It's a little coffee trailer. We like to call it like a Starbucks on wheels. This is the name of our company. And we are very busy in the summer. So we are in a very touristy area. We are in Munising, Michigan, and we have the Pigeon Rocks National Lake Shore there. So we see a ton of tourists in the summer. So we will work 12-hour days all summer long, and it's kind of exhausting, but that's just the lifestyle we chose to go with, so that's our story there. So we're busy in the summer, and then in the wintertime we try to get away, because if you're not familiar, we get a ton of snow and it's very cold in the Upper Peninsula. We're right on Lake Superior, so we get an average of 300 inches of snow a year. And if you're not familiar with how much snow that might be, I will insert a picture of our house so you can kind of get an idea. It's a lot. So right now we are out in Monticello, Utah. We're out here for January, February, March. We are having such a great time out here. It is amazing. The landscape is like something I've never ever seen before. And we try to travel around a little bit, but this is our first time to Utah, so we have just been having a great time out here. We're an hour south of Moab, so we have the Arches National Park, we have Canyonlands, we have there's tons and tons and tons of like BLM land, state forests, so we can take the dogs on hikes and go exploring, and we're just loving it. So that's where we're at right now, and then in April we will be heading back to the Upper Peninsula to get ready for our crazy busy summer. So I have been stitching away out here because I did not bring my sewing machine. That is my other craft, is quilting. So in the winter I'm focused mostly on cross stitch. I started cross stitching about, I'd say 3 to 4 years ago. Probably, I'm guessing back in 2019 I started. Since I'm a quilter, which I've been quilting for, I'm guessing like 8 years, my mom got me into quilting and we spend a lot of time together quilting, so that's a lot of fun. But since I quilt, I always followed the FatQuarter shop, and when Kimberly started getting into cross stitch and Lori Holt started making patterns, that's when I kind of jumped in and thought, geez, I should try cross stitch, because you know, who doesn't need another craft, right? So it's kind of where I started. I started off on 10 count because that's kind of what they were doing, and I just didn't know where else to start, so that is what I did. I started a lot of projects. I have a ton of projects started, and I just haven't went back to a lot of them. A lot of them I started on the 10 count, and I just having a hard time going back to it. Right now I'm mostly on like 14 count, 16 count Adas, 25 counts, and I'm trying to work myself into linens and some more difficult type fabrics, I guess, like that. But it's kind of where I'm at right now. And then also, like I said, I love to quilt with my mom and her friends. I'm definitely the youngest one in the group, but that's okay. I have an amazing time with them ladies, and they're so inspiring. I just love my time with them girls. And then I also enjoy knitting, crocheting. I'll try any kind of craft once. I just love crafting. I love to make soap. I had a soap business for 3 or 4 years. I just recently sold that, so I'm not making soap anymore, but yeah, and just, you know, anything crafty. I just love, love, love crafting. So that's my little stitchy background, and now I will go into some WIPs. I am a stitcher who likes to stitch in the season that we are in. So right now we're in February, so I'm stitching like Valentine's Day stitches. Last month I did wintry scenes, so a lot of these are not fully finished. Well, let's be real, none of them are fully finished. They're just fully stitched finishes, I guess. I'm not sure what you call them, but anyway, that's kind of where I'm at. I have tons, like a whole stack at home of finished stitched projects, and I haven't finished any of them. I've only finished 2 fully finished projects since I've started, and one I took to Hobby Lobby to frame because it was a birth announcement for my great niece, so I can't even really count that one. But that's okay, we are all got to start somewhere, right? So that's where I'm at. So my first project that I had finished in January was Country Cottage Needleworks January sampler, and I know a lot of people have been stitching these. I think it was a series last year, and I bought it last year and just started them this year, so I'm a little behind on a lot of this stuff. And this is my little finish. I think I still have to add some French knots to this. That's one thing I haven't really dug into and learned how to do, so a lot of my projects are unfinished without their little eyeballs and things like that. I can handle the back stitch, but just haven't got to the French knots yet. So that was that one. And then my next January finish was Snow Day by Stitching with the Housewives. Another little small cute one. I just think these are so cute. Not sure what I'm going to do with them yet. Probably just finish them into either a little pillow, which I've never done, so I'll have to try that, or I don't know, maybe just a little flat to sit out or hang out for January at the house. But I think they're really cute, and they were pretty simple to stitch up. And then I did another one of theirs, Snow Delivery, another little small one. And that is that finished. I just think they're really cute. And again, I had to go back and put all the little eyes on these guys, but that's okay. And then the next one was a little bit bigger. It was also by Stitching with the Housewives, and it's Hello Winter. So all of these were stitched on 14 count chalkboard block, I think they call it, Ada. And I was having kind of a hard time with the white stitches, getting them to look good. I'll zoom in. If you can see the bottom of the snowman, the big snowman, the stitches are not that great. And then I kind of switched to the stick and stab method instead of the sewing, because I normally stitch in hand and use the sewing method. Well, I didn't think that the white was really turning out that great, so I switched to the stick and stab. It takes a little bit longer, but I like how the stitches lay better, so on the black, I definitely do the stick and stab with the white. Only the white. I don't know why it's the white, but it is. And then, so that was all for my January finishes. And then I have a couple of February finishes, which I'm kind of excited about because it's only February, I think it's the 11th today. So I have a couple of those finished already. The first one is Stitches from the Heart by the FatQuarter shop. And this is one of their series. I think they have a bunch of them like this with the little triangles that make into shapes, but I started this last year with them as part of their Be Mine Sew Along or Stitch Along, whatever they call it. And I never finished it last year, so I pulled it out and finished it this year. And this one I stitched on 25 count Cloud Lugana, I believe, by Lori Holt. I know it was a while ago when I started it, so I don't really remember, but I will probably make this into a little pillow just to hang out. I don't even decorate my house for Valentine's Day, so I have no idea why I stitched all these, but now that I have so many, maybe I will have to start. So that's that one. And then the next one I started probably, I don't know, 3 years ago, I'm guessing, when I first started, and it's Quilty Love by Lori Holt of Be My Bonnet. And I did change the colors on this one. And you can tell I started it so long ago because I didn't realize that you could serge the edges, and I was just taping them, which it works, and it's fine because I can just cut it off and make it into whatever I want to make it into. The only thing I have left on this is the rickrack to add. I think they like kind of stitch it in between these little lines, which it looked really cute on the model, so that's probably what I'll do. And then who knows what I'll finish it into. The next one I finished is Let Love Bloom by Country Cottage Needleworks, and I think this one is absolutely adorable. I love the little bunny rabbits. I have a thing for bunnies, probably because I always had bunnies growing up as a child, so they're pretty special to me. I love bunny rabbits. And the bees in this one are just adorable too. So here's this one. I used all the called for. I wish I would have used the over dyed for the green because it gave like a little variegated look in the grass, but I didn't. Back when I started it, I didn't know what over dyed was, and I was just starting and wanted to, I don't know, I guess stay with DMC and see if I liked it. But it's okay, it's still really cute. I just need to add the little bunny eyes. Again, French knots, need to try that. I did look up a tutorial on it, and it didn't look as hard as what I thought, so I need to try that and get them finished up. So that was all I had for fully stitched pieces. So next I will go into a couple of projects that I have in the works, so my WIPs. And the first one is Trucking Along February by Stitching with the Housewives. And I was in the club with this, with the FatQuarter shop, and I don't think I've finished any of them. I have started maybe a handful of them and only get past the top, and that's as far as I can get myself to finish them. But it's okay, I'm going to get them finished. So this one I just started this month, so I'm kind of excited about my progress on this one. I've really got a lot done, I think, for myself. So this is my progress. And the chickens are absolutely adorable. I just love chickens. We actually raise chickens in the summertime. I've had laying hens for like the last probably 5 or 6 years at home, and they're so fun. And I've done turkeys, which are even funner than the chickens. And we've raised some meat chickens, which are not as fun, but still an experience, and I enjoyed it. So I'll probably be getting some more chicks this spring. And so that is February, Trucking Along. I hope to get that one completed by the end of this month. We shall see. And then the next one, I'm working my way through this monthly sampler. This is February. And these are really cute, so I'm kind of excited to get these done. I won't obviously be able to display them until next year, but I'm not sure how I'm going to finish them all. Probably something simple that I can just interchange each month. And here's my progress on this one. I still have a little string, and I have all the called for fancy flosses with this one, and this is 16 count beautiful beige that I'm stitching on Ada. So. And they go really quick. I can get them done in like a couple of nights. They go super fast. So that's all I have right now for WIPs. And then I just have a little bit of haul I'll go over. So I went on to FatQuarter Shop's website for the beginning of February, and they always do a sale. So this month, I mean, they have lots of fabric sales, but for cross stitch, they do a cross stitch sale. And this month it is Witchell fabric. So I went on and picked out a few that I thought I might like to try. I don't have a big stash, so I thought this was a good time to work on my stash and see if I can try some different fabrics and move up a little bit. So that's what I did. And if you're interested, I think their sale goes through the end of the month, and it is 20% off. And it's just switchel. So I've seen a lot of like 14 count, 16 count, and then 32 and 28 counts. I don't know, I'm not really sure, but it's definitely worth checking out. So the first ones I got were Joblin, I believe it's called, and I believe that is an even weave. And these two are both lamb's wool, and one's a 28 and one's a 32. So I think I can maybe handle those because they are even weave, and I can probably work my way through that. This one is a linen, which is going to be very new to me. I've never tried a linen, and it's 28 count Icelandic gray. So I thought that was a good neutral color to try a pattern on, to try the linen. And then this is another linen, and it's aqua blue light, 28 count, and I'm really hoping that I can handle the 28 count. I don't know if it's gonna be hard to see or whatnot, but I do have a Halo Go light coming that I ordered from Joann's, and I'm hoping that will help with the smaller counts, because it does have a magnifier on it. And I'm only 37 years old, and I think I have decent sight. I wear glasses for like distance, but that's it. And when I try these really small, I was just playing around with it, and I thought, man, I don't know if I can do this. So I did get a light, and I'm hoping that might help me, because I do want to try some different fabrics. And then this is another Joblin Coffee 28 count, a nice kind of brownish, deeper brown color, deep gray, I guess, or tan. And then another linen, Cafe Mocha 28 count. And I do have a plan for this one. I will show you in my other little haul here. I'm hoping this one will work out for it. So then I went on to 123 Stitch, and I seen this pattern, Burr It's Cold Outside. Yeah, Burr It's Cold Outside by Brenda Gervais. And I actually seen this one on Annie, the Proper Stitchers FlossTube. She had it on her back wall. I think somebody gave it to her, actually, I believe. And it was just so cute, stitched up, and I just loved it. So I had to go on there and buy this one. And one thing I love about shopping on 123 Stitch, on some of their patterns, when you pull up their pattern, it has all the called for flosses that it calls for, and you can just click a button and it adds all the flosses to the cart. So that's super helpful for me, because I don't like going through and adding every one. It's just too time consuming. So that was right up my alley. So anyway, yeah, so I picked up this. I got all the floss. This is just a reused bag from FatQuarter shop, so that's why that's on there. And I thought that this Cafe Mocha would be a good linen to try for this stitch. And this one's not that big, so I thought it would be a good one to try it out on. So we'll see. And let's be real, I probably won't get to this till next winter, because it is a winter stitch. And then the last one I got was the Gather In by Plum Street Sampler. And I bought all the flosses for that one as well. And I've seen a lot of people stitch this one up, and it's so cute. I love stitching fall. It's a little bit of a bigger stitch for me, but I thought it would be something I could try out. So that is all for my haul and my stitches. And so I guess that's all I have for today. I'd like to just say thank you for taking the time to listen to me. I'm kind of excited to do this, so I hope I can continue. And since it was my first one, I guess I can give myself a little bit of a break. But yeah, thank you again for joining me. And if you have any questions, or I'm sure if you have any suggestions, that would be amazing as well. If you could leave them down in the comments for me. And I hope to see you again soon. God bless.